What is up, YouTube? My name's Isaiah Malonson. I made 250K this year. Last year, I was dead broke. I made $0. Okay. And if you've been paying attention, the last two videos I uploaded got deleted from YouTube because I violated their community guidelines. Right. So I'm going to try to remake the video right now and make sure that I can give y'all the wholesale mastery starter pack in a clear and concise, easy to understand video. Right. If you want the document to what I'm about to go over, it should be in the description below. All the links should be working. If you want to work with me one-on-one, just DM me on Instagram. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so this wholesale mastery starter pack is crucial. It's essential for your success if you want to do what I do. If you want to make money that I make, if you want to have the marketing source that I use, this is how you would do it. Okay, so we went over the getting started portion already and everything that you need. 5 to 10K for 2 to 3 months of expenses should be enough. A laptop and a phone. It's really all you need as far as physical material, right? Then we got the software, Google Drive, Wi-Fi, email address, all this. We went over this in the last video, correct? So this is part 2, lead generation. Okay, so lead generation, right? We use our data, we skip trace the data, and then we market to the data. So where are we getting our data from? City and county code violation list. Okay, now click this link right here and it'll bring you to the video of me describing step by step in detail how to request that list from every city. Okay, want to make sure that you watch that in detail, follow along step by step by step by step. Okay. Then yeah, it goes over everything. It teaches you how to use this form when you go on the city website. So just watch this video. It's very, very in detail. And so after you complete that, right, you want to do that for 100 cities. I'm not exaggerating. It's not a lot. If you think it's a lot, you're probably lazy. Okay. 100 cities. 100 cities. A city could be so small. Okay. So you need 100 cities that you need to request the list from, right? Then maybe about 70 to 80% of them will give you a list back. Okay. Now, once you have that list, you cleaned it up, you put it in your Google Drive, you watched the video, you got the list. Now you're ready to skip trace it. Now you're going to go to kindskiptracing.com. Now, kind skip tracing is 3 cents per skip trace. I really, really like it. It's pretty convenient. The only thing with kind skip tracing is when you map out your fields or when you're sending them a list. So you have to have it in CS. Let me just show you. Let's go to kindskiptracing.com. Okay, log in. Okay, so these are some of my lists. Let's see. So let's say we got a list from the city, correct? Now, the reason I'm doing it like this is because uh YouTube doesn't take this video down. So let's say Bob, whoops. Then we got name. Yeah, this is all you need right here, and then first name and last name. Okay, so we put 123 Main Street, Louisiana. Whoops, that's not what I meant to put. Let's put New Orleans, Louisiana. 70726. That's a Baton Rouge area code, but who cares? Isaiah. One time. Okay. Okay. Let's just say I had a full list, right? This is what I would do. I'd probably just bold this just because. So what you want to do is, so this is how I name on my list. This is just extra, but if you really want to level up and you want to know all the details of what I do, just pay attention. So I name on my list. First I start off with the city. So we would say New Orleans, LA, and then I would say the type of list it is. Code violations. I would put something like city, or I would just put code violation. Code violations. Let's say if I had water shut off in there. Every type of list you have in there, you want to just put it in there, right? And if I had multiple cities in this list, I would put New Orleans. I'd put Baton Rouge. I'd put Slidell. Whatever cities are in this list, I would put it at the top in the title. So I would put cities first, then the state abbreviation, then I would put the type of list. And then after that, I would put how many leads are in here. So let's say I got 28 in here. So I'd write 28 leads. And then I would put today's date. So 5/24. So that's how I would make this list, right? Or whatever list I have. And then so you want to file, you want to export, you want to download, you want to download to CSV. That stands for comma separated values. The only way that a skip tracer or any sort of software is going to be able to read data like that, 9 times out of 10, whether it's cold calling or text blasting or whatever the case is, it probably needs to be in CSV, especially skip tracing. So we're going to download it in CSV format. Boom, it's right there. So now I'm going to go to kind skip tracing. All right, so you could, right here, you could build a list and skip trace that list that you built, or you could just skip trace a list that you already have, or you could do a suppressor, which I've never used the suppressor, but so we already have a list, so let's skip trace it. So we would just drag it to right here. Let's press next. And see, it's already mapped out, right? So you just have to, you see how up here I put address, city, state, zip code, first name, last name? This is really going to help some beginners out there, right? Because this is some of the nuanced shit that you probably don't, you you can't really find anywhere. Or like you just have to figure it out on your own. So just make sure that you have the title of each column. So this is a column, this is a column, this is a column, all right? And this is a row, this is a row, this is a row, right? These are columns, whoops. These are columns, and these are rows. So at the top of every column, you want to have the title of what the column is, of what the column's about, right? This is the last name column, so I put last name. First name column, first name. Zip code column, so zip code, right? Address, city, state. So make sure that that's at the top every single time. That way you could be able to map out the fields because it's only going to go for the first one that's at the top. So we map it out. First name goes to first name, last name goes to last name. Then, it's already mapped out for me, but this is how you would do it. Address, address. So mailing city, city, mailing state, state, and zip code right there. So proceed. Yeah, that's good. Proceed. Old list. Nope. 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 Skip suppress. So we would call this the same thing that it's listed up here. So what I do usually is I would just copy that and I would just put it right here. And so you see if I with kind skip tracing you have credits, right? So it just takes me 28 credits. So it's 1 credit per skip, right? Price per record 3 cents. Records I got 27. So pay with credits, boom. And then that's how the list would be skip traced. And then whenever it's done, it'll pop up right here and you just click download. That is how you generate leads, or that is how you skip trace. Okay. Now let's keep going. After you've done skip tracing with okay, here's another big thing. So a lot of times when you are pulling lists from the city, these lists come, there's pros and cons to it. The pro is it's exclusive data and probably nobody else has it, or not that many people have it. versus the prop stream data. Everybody has the prop stream data. But when you have the code violation list from the city, you want to make sure that you have zip codes, because a lot of times they don't have zip codes, and a lot of time the list will be all jacked up, messed up PDF files. You got to reorganize it, you got to clean it up, all this other stuff. That's for a different story. But I'm just saying, make sure that you have the zip code. So you cannot skip on kind skip tracing without the zip code. And you cannot skip trace the way I just skip traced, right, on here through the website, unless you have the first name and last name. If you don't have the first name and last name, it's okay. You could still skip trace it. All you need is the address, city, state, and zip code, right? If you have only the address, city, state, and zip code, let's say I didn't have the first name and last name. So what you would do is you would file, download CSV, same thing as before, right? And so what you would do is you would go to contact us, and then you would copy this, go to your email, paste it, and you would email them saying, hey, my name is John Smith, whatever your name is. I need this list skip traced. I don't have the first name and last name though. Can you help me? And 9 times out of 10, they should be able to help you. I think Manny is the one who answers the phone calls, so you could call this phone number even, and you could just tell them what you got going on. Just be like, hey, I got a list. I need a skip trace, but I don't have the first and last name. Can you help me out? Yes, they can. So I love kind skip tracing. So once you got that list skip traced, right? You get the list skip traced, it's back, you cleaned it up. You do got to clean it up though. And I can't really show you how to do that on this video because of YouTube. They're going to take it down. So let me just show you what I mean by clean up. So let's say we skip trace this list, right? It's going to have phone number 1, phone number 2, phone number 3, phone number 4, and then phone number 5, and then they got email 1. Whoops. Then they got email 2, email 3, and they also got mailing address, mailing zip. Okay. The point is, when you first skip trace it and you get it back from the skip tracer, you're going to have like all this data that goes all the way over here and just all this unnecessary data. All you need to delete everything except for the first name, last name, zip code, state, city, address, and then the first 3 phone numbers. That's all you need. Everything else, all this other crap, I don't use it. You don't really need it. So just delete it, and then you would download it, CSV. But yeah, this is all you need after you skip traced it, all you need is the first 3 phone numbers. Okay, so once we got that, we're going to go to res.com. Give it to them. Okay, now with the cold caller, right? So it's a pre-trained, so res is a call center, res CC stands for call center. So it's a call center. They have cold callers already pre-qualified, already pre-trained. You don't need to train them anything. If you want to give them a script, you can give them your script. If not, they have their own script. They work pretty freaking awesome and they work pretty hard. So if you use this referral code, Melanson1, you get $50 off, which is awesome that I was able to work that out. $50 off discount. I want to make sure that y'all get a deal, bro. Real shit. Going like $50 discount that's wild. That's wild. That's awesome. Okay, so you get 1 cold caller and 1 cold for $12.50 a month is what it costs, what it comes down to. So it's going to be about $1,200 in total. $1,200 for the 1 cold caller. All right? 1 cold caller. 1 cold caller calls about 10,000 addresses a month. Not 10,000 numbers, 10,000 addresses. Okay? And each address, like I said, has 3 numbers. So that's a lot. Each cold caller is pre-trained. Like I said, each cold caller sends about 2 to 3 deals, 2 to 3 leads a day is the goal, right? Sometimes they might be 1, just depends on your data and your list. But if you got the list that I told you to get, you should be getting leads in every day. Okay. So they should send you 2 to 3 leads a day, every single day, right? That is for one cold caller. So if you get 3 to 4 cold callers, right? Let's say you get a deal with your first cold caller, you want to put that money back into the business and get more cold callers. So if you got 3 to 4 cold callers, let's say you have 4 cold callers, 4 cold callers times 2, it's 8. 8 leads a day at least. Come on, now you're gonna get some lead. You're gonna get some deals out of that. It's crazy. You don't have to be the one cold calling them at first. They cold call them, send them straight to you, already warm. And they give a daily performance report given at the end of every single day. Daily performance report. You get to see what your cold callers are doing. Okay. Quality assurance for every call. Every phone call is recorded, so they assure quality. Like every single call is recorded, bro. You can't beat this. Like this is really good, and you don't have to train them. You're skipping so much of a curve. You're skipping so much of a learning curve and so much bull crap. You're gonna save so much time by literally just not by being having to train the cold caller. They're trained already, and you don't have to train them about the system, about the dialer, nothing. They're already given to you. It's so amazing. And you get one account manager, right? So they're gonna make sure that you're reaching success, kind of like a success manager. They're gonna give you the report. They're your point of contact. If anything needs to be changed or whatever, you just contact them. I love Res Cold Callers, guys. They did not sponsor this video, is what it sounds like, but I mean, they're just doing the job. They're getting the job done for me, and I gotta show respect where it's due, right? If you're a winner, I'm gonna shout you out, especially if you fuck with me. And Res fucks with me, and I fuck with them. So, yeah. CRM, Podio. So, how to set up your Podio. Watch this video on it, guys. I go into extreme detail about how to set up your Podio. It's very, very simple. You need a seller app, and then you need a buyer's app, and then you need to set up your seller leads in a certain way to where they're viewed a certain way and information is on them a certain way. And you want to make sure that you have a Podio web form. So every time you're on the phone with a lead, you could import it, whether it's from Zillow or something else. But you need to have a CRM, right? Because when you have a CRM and you have a web form, you have to give that to the cold callers. They fill out the web form. That way the lead automatically gets imported into your Podio. Okay, so Podio is really, really helpful. You can watch this video. It shows you everything you need to set up the Podio. Okay, and then the last thing, the KPI sheet. Okay, click right here. You get the free KPI sheet. This KPI sheet, with a few other things, literally transform my business. I didn't know the importance of KPIs and numbers until I, paid this mentor and started leveling up and started going ham and keeping track of these numbers. If you don't know your numbers, your business isn't going to last and it's not going to cross a certain point. If you don't know your numbers, if you don't know your market, if you don't know your lead conversion cycle, if you don't know your cash conversion cycle, lead conversion rate, contract conversion rate, contract per deal, cost per contract, cost per lead, text per lead, calls per lead, things like that. Your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, how many offers you made, how many offers per deal, how many offers does it take to get a deal? If you don't know that, then you need to dial it in. You're not really running a business if you don't know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, like you're like a little baby business owner. It's okay to be a baby business owner, but eventually you got to grow past that, right? Be an adolescent then an adult. But like if you don't know your numbers, like you're still in hustler mode, you're still in like phase one, like you need to get your KPIs, not just basic KPIs. There's other KPIs, right? Your return on investment, cost per deal, cost per contract, your expenses, your closed revenue, your deals closed. You got to know that daily, monthly, weekly, and every 90 days. Okay. So I'm not going to pull this up because YouTube is going to probably do something, probably take the video down, but just click it. Super simple. In there, you have your weekly company spotlight, which means, or stoplight or spotlight, one of them. But it's basically just your weekly KPIs. right? So you have your daily KPIs, and at the end of the week, you add them all up into your weekly KPI. That lets you know what your business is doing. It's basically the heartbeat of your business. If you do not have your numbers on track, like having your numbers is how you know that your business is alive and breathing. So I have the business weekly KPIs in there, and KPI stands for key performance indicator, by the way. Those are just the indicators that indicate, no, those are keys that indicate your performance. Um, like how do I know I'm going to make money? Well, I have to hit my key performance indicators. Those are the keys that indicate how much money I'm going to make. How is my performance doing? Pay attention to these key metrics, right? So we have the weekly KPIs and we have the daily cold caller KPIs. So if you give this to your cold caller or your account manager, he will fill it out for you. So you don't have to worry about doing something and then filling it out, doing something and then filling it out. They will fill it out for you at the end of every day. And then I also have a Zillow KPI sheet in there. You want to keep track of that. You also want to be calling Zillow while you can, get some practice, and just add to the pipeline. Add to the pipeline 110%. Okay, so this is the lead generation portion of the wholesale mastery starter pack. Okay. Like I said, I'm still working on this, working on making it bigger and better. I want to see the full version. So yeah, this is the full version. I'm still building this out. If you want this, DM me. This is not for free. I'm not giving this away for free because it has a lot of stuff in here that I need to like edit and work on. Um, before I could just give it out to the general public like that. So this is basically the free version I'm working on, making sure that you guys get everything that you need out of here and giving it for the general public. I don't care who you are, where you're from, or what your background is. If you want this document, click the link below and you could have it there for free. Just make a copy. So you just go to file, make a copy, and save it however you want to save it, and you'll have it for yourself and you'll be able to edit it and do whatever or really click things and move things around. But this is the wholesale mastery starter pack. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. If you want my free contracts and scripts that I use to close all my deals, just DM me on Instagram. All my information is going to be in the description below. Contracts and scripts. I'll send that to you for free. If you want to work with me one-on-one and be a student, contact me on Instagram, or there's going to be a link in the description below. You could book a call with me, a 30-minute one-on-one call with me to see if you're a good fit. But only book that call if you know you're serious and you know that you're ready to go to the next level and have somebody coach you, hold you accountable to make sure that you hit that goal that you want. Okay? You got to be serious. But yeah, that's it. If you got any value out of this, make sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, because I'm dropping weekly videos about wholesaling real estate, self-improvement, and just life in general. Peace, y'all.